I'm Carole Turek, and I am photographing every hummingbird species. Come with me as I explore Central and South America to find all 360 plus species. Some of them are critically endangered and difficult to find, but we will find them all. My very first glimpse of the Amazon rainforest was from the window of the plane taking me from São Paulo to Manaus. Soon after arriving, Jarvis Matos, our Brazilian guide, greeted William Oriana and me and introduced Robson Kizaban, who would be our local birding guide and driver in Manaus. We packed up the car and we were off to downtown Manaus to check into our hotel. While we were on our way to the hotel, we stopped where Robson had seen a Crimson Topaz Hummingbird a few days before, but he wasn't around. It's our first morning here on our second trip to Brazil. We're staying at the lovely Juma Opera Hotel, which is right across the street from the historic opera building. And we're off to get on a boat on the Amazon River and look for some hummingbirds. Photographing and digiscoping hummingbirds from a boat is not easy. Getting close to the hummingbird is not possible. We did spot a green-throated mango and got a few pictures and video, but the bird was pretty far away. This mango is found from Venezuela to the Guianas and into Brazil, mostly along the Amazon River. But it's also common on the island of Trinidad, which I will visit in the future. I might get a bit closer to one there for a better picture. We saw a lot of other birds like this yellow-chinned spinetail gathering nesting material. She was so cute I had to get her picture. Well, at the end of a day, we've probably only been on that boat for 5 hours, but it seems like about 15. Oh. But we got a new species. Good morning. My name is Carole, and this is Hummingbird Spot. It's 5 a.m. and we're going to board the 5 o'clock ferry. Actually, we're already on the 5 o'clock ferry to Carreiro de Facio, and we're going to look for more hummingbirds today. See you later. some heliconia flowers on the other side of the road, and I'm actually at the perfect distance from them, sitting right here in the car. So let's wait for a hummingbird. Our target today was the needle-billed hermit. We looked in this location for 2 hours. We found a very handsome white iguana and a magnificent yellow-headed vulture. I love the way his head was iridescent like a hummingbird's when he was preening. But did we see hummingbirds? No. Since we weren't having any luck here, we thought we would try a different location. Well, this is what it's like photographing hummingbirds in the wild. You stake out some flowers you know they like and wait, and hope, and pray. We're trying to film a hummingbird and it's raining. I have one poncho, but multiple people can get under it. We're not moving until we get this bird. We've been going after a hummingbird all day long, and he has been eluding us. It's been raining on us. Everything has been happening. William Oriana has been over in a different area, and he found one open flower that this bird is coming to every 15 minutes regularly. So I'm here to stake out that flower and get this bird for you. Well, he did not come every 15 minutes. I waited in this one position for 45 minutes, but suddenly a needle-billed hermit appeared for a few seconds at the flower. We discussed removing that stick, but the stick was so close to the flower we were afraid of changing the environment so much that the bird wouldn't return. So this is my picture of the needle-billed hermit, and I'm proud of it, stick and all. This is a difficult bird to find, but they are also in eastern Peru and northern Bolivia. Maybe I'll get lucky and another one will cross my path. We spend all day here trying to get a shot of the needle-billed hermit. Everybody who knows me knows that hermits are my nemesis, but we got them. Well, it's a new day in Brazil, and the next hummingbird on our list was another one that we had to find in the wild. Robson Casban took us to several places where he had previously seen our bird, and we looked for it mostly by staking out flowers blooming on the side of the road. We visited a small property on Ramal do Pau Rosa where we finally found our target, the green-tailed golden throat. This wonderful little hummingbird is found in Brazil and the northern countries of Venezuela, Guyana, French Guiana, and Suriname, and in eastern Colombia, and there's been a few sightings in northern Peru and Bolivia. So his territory is scattered far and wide, and we may run into him again, but I was glad to lock him into the photographed species category.
Ring-tailed golden throat. Cheers.
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 Been trying to get this bird all day. I kept missing him over and over and over again. I'd point the camera, he'd go. It would land there, I'd point the camera there, and it would go. I've been trying all day to get this bird. William got great video long before I got a shot of this bird, but I am so happy I finally captured him for you. Another species. With the golden throat under our belt, we stopped to get something to eat at a little local cafe. The next morning, we got back into a boat to get up close to see the point where the Rio Negro and the Solimões River joined to form the mighty Amazon River, which at 4,345 miles is now considered to be the longest river in the world. The water of the Rio Negro looks like a cola drink, while the water of the Solimões, or Upper Amazon River, is pale and sandy colored. These waters run side by side before finally mixing about 4 miles downstream. We're on a boat and we're getting ready to go to the point where you have the confluence of the Rio Negro and the Solimões rivers. The temperature, the speed of the water, and the mineral content of these two rivers are radically different, and you can actually see the water of the two rivers combined. Let's go take a look. We spent a lot of time in the early days of this Brazil trip hunting for hummingbirds by staking out flowers on the side of the road. This is what has to be done for a lot of these birds. Today, we were on the hunt for the beautiful Crimson Topaz. We spotted an old friend, the glittering-throated emerald. This hummingbird is found throughout the Amazon basin and all along the northern coast of South America, into Colombia, down through Peru, and into northern Bolivia. There are 7 subspecies of the glittering-throated emerald, and they differ mostly in the amount of blue found in the throat. The one found in this area is Chianomesa fimbriata fimbriata. We first photographed the subspecies Chianomesa fimbriata tephrocephala last year in southeastern Brazil. Fortunately, I'm not committed to photographing every subspecies of every hummingbird, or I would have to chase this one all over South America. Another thing we found on the road were these Puma tracks, and there were both large and small prints. This was a nice find, but a mother puma with her cub is not something I would want to run into in person. How cool is that? After a lot of searching, we finally spotted a male Crimson Topaz. He was a young one without his long tail feathers, but he did have a lot of his adult plumage, including his sparkling green throat. The Crimson Topaz may be the second largest hummingbird after the giant hummingbird. It's found in the Brazilian Amazon and in the northern South American countries of Venezuela, the Guianas, and Suriname. We left the Jumo Opera Hotel and said goodbye to our view of the magnificent Manaus Opera House. This was built in the late 1800s with materials imported from all over Europe. But it was time to travel further west along the Amazon River to Macapá, where we would stay for the next 4 nights at the Sirenda Bella Amazon cabins. This is the middle of the jungle. This is unbelievable. A glass house. Yeah. I never would have thought I could have accommodations this beautiful in the middle of the jungle. 3 sides of this room were floor-to-ceiling windows with views of the Amazon rainforest. There were balconies in the front and back, and the front balcony overlooked a private area with a little beach next to the running stream. It's very, very early in the morning. It's still dark out, but we're going to go out to a place to find a fiery topaz hummingbird that supposedly comes to the same place every morning right at sunrise. Oh, I'm so excited. The fiery topaz hummingbird came right here in front of us, and we got pictures and video for you. God, this is the most beautiful bird I've ever seen. The fiery topaz is a large, incredibly beautiful hummingbird found in Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. It looks very similar to the Crimson Topaz, and it used to be a subspecies, but they're now considered to be separate species, and there's little to no overlap in their range. The male has a large red body, a black head, and a throat patch that shines green and yellow. It has 2 long black tail feathers that cross. Sirenda Bella is one place where you're almost guaranteed to find the bird, as long as you get up early enough. The fiery topaz regularly visits one area by the stream every morning at daybreak. So William, Oriana, and I were up in position each morning while it was still dark. We got pictures and video the first 2 days, but by the 3rd day, we pretty much knew their routine. William observed that there were no really good perches over by the area where one male would always go, so he decided to get in the water and cross the stream to set up a good perch in the area where one male usually hung out. He also set up one of our cameras to overlook the perch.
I think we got excellent videos from this bird.
It was a new day in Brazil, and we had plans for an exciting adventure today. We were joined at breakfast by Michael, Sirenda Bella's resident blue and gold macaw. Then we were on our way to Anavilhanas National Park. This protects a river archipelago of more than 400 flooded islands in the Rio Negro River. The park hosts 48 species of birds, including our target hummingbird for today. We're in the middle of the canopy looking for a hermit. There appears to be a lek here, so there's lots of them around. But it's really difficult to film them here, but we'll see what we get. This looks like a place that would have lots of mosquitoes, and when I was preparing to come to the Amazon, I assumed that there would be. But the waters of the Rio Negro are so acidic that the larvae can't survive, so there are no mosquitoes here. We started to hear the sound of hummingbirds chirping, so we knew we had reached the lek of our bird. The streak-throated hermit has all the usual facial markings of a hermit, but its identifying feature is the irregular smudgy dark streaks on its throat and upper chest. Its range is northern Brazil into Guyana, Venezuela, and far eastern Colombia. This hermit is considered to be very uncommon, and I feel lucky to have photographed it. If you want to see one, there is a lek if you come right here. There were lots of birds in the trees, but my favorite NHB, or non-hummingbird, was the wire-tailed manakin. This bird is beyond adorable. I mean, just look at him. I want one of these flying around in my house. The park is also home to many Amazon River dolphins, or pink dolphins. They're found only in fresh water, but they're pretty abundant in the Amazon and its headwaters. We did not want to leave without seeing them. We're leaving Sirenda Bella. We were here for a few days and got some wonderful hummingbirds and some other birds too that you'll be interested in. Rob was our great local guide. Jarvis is with us for the whole trip, and this was just wonderful. You're going to enjoy these videos. It's early in the morning. We're boarding a flight. Then we're going to take another flight to Alta Floresta, and then a boat to the world-famous Cristalino Lodge. Stay tuned. This place is going to be great. to Alta Floresta. We just got picked up from the airport and we're going to be on our way to the Cristalino Lodge.
Carole, this is Sydney, is our guide in Cristalino.
Oh, very nice to
And
meet
let me
you.
stay with us all along the days we're here, showing us the Tapajós Hermit. He's the man that knows everything about it.
Came from this road to the Telespires River. We got all this way up. Now we are here, and in white there's some of the trails we can do. I'm planning to look for the hermit first around the lodge, and then some trails. There's a trail here, it's not depicted, but there's a trail around here where I always hear them. The Tapajós hermits.
Wow. Welcome to my home. My room looks like a whole little house. What does this look like inside? Wow. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I'm home. I think I may just move in here for good. After lunch and a little rest, we went walking on one of the trails to see what we could find. A greater yellow-headed vulture was perched high up on a dead tree branch. We took a walk on one of the trails looking for our target hummingbird with no luck. We did see some monkeys up in the treetops. The Cristalino has two tall 165-foot observation towers with platforms at 3 levels, allowing you to observe the wildlife from the ground level to high above the canopy. The view at the top is breathtaking. We just climbed a monster of a tower. This is the Chip Haven Tower. Chip Haven was from Stanford University. This tower overlooks the whole canopy, and the view from up here is unbelievable. We just saw some scarlet macaws out there, and we're looking to see what else we can see. The sun set over the lodge that evening, and we were looking forward to finding the Tapajós hermit the next day. The breakfast buffet at the Cristalino is incredible, and after being well fed at breakfast, we were off to hike to a place where Sydney says there was a lek for the Tapajós hermit. We hiked a fair distance from the lodge to a place where Sydney said he had heard these birds singing. We were in search of the Tapajós hermit. We heard one of these birds singing, and these guys, William and Sydney, found a perched hummingbird that I have a bunch of pictures I am so excited. I finally saw this wonderful Tapajos hermit here at the Cristalino Lodge. The Tapajos hermit is a small hummingbird with a curved beak and a yellow lower mandible. A prominent feature is the white base of the outer tail feathers. I was obsessed with coming to this spot to see the Tapajos hermit, not only because it's an endemic hummingbird that occupies a rather small region in the southeastern Amazon, but because my research could not produce one single video of this bird anywhere on the internet. So Hummingbird Spot is proud to introduce you to this wonderful little bird and show you the video captured by William Oriana for Hummingbird Spot. We were very satisfied with our pictures and video, so we headed back to the lodge. This tree in the middle is called a walking palm. Apparently, legend has it that it can walk a few meters in a certain direction if the conditions are more favorable for it. When you look at the tree from the inside, there's no individual major support in the middle. Fascinating tree. We rode up and down the Cristalino River several times during our stay, looking for various birds, including a harpy eagle, which often comes down to the river for a drink. But he wasn't thirsty when we were there. There's always something interesting to photograph though, like these turtles sunning themselves on the rock, or this neotropic cormorant drying out its wings in the sun. Their aqua blue eyes are positively stunning. Early the next morning, Sydney took us to an area where he showed us the very unusual looking umbrella bird. We looked for this bird at the Umbrella Bird Lodge in Ecuador, but we had much better luck seeing one here. Well, we had 3 wonderful days at the Cristalino Lodge. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to see birds and other wildlife in luxurious accommodations with gourmet food in the middle of the jungle. It was time to leave Cristalino and take 2 flights to Macapa, a city located at the mouth of the Amazon River, where it flows into the Atlantic Ocean. We're getting ready to board a GOL flight to yet a different part of the jungle, hopefully to find some really exotic hummingbirds. This time I'm really hoping to find a Horned Sungem. You're gonna love this one. See you later. The equator runs through the middle of Macapa, but we didn't try to walk on it this time like we did in Ecuador. Kurazu Okada is an ornithologist and a biologist, and he would be our guide for this area of the Amazon. Kurazu drove us out to a place where he had seen the horned sungem feeding on some flowers. Once again, this is not a bird that comes to feeders, so you have to hope that you can spot one by the side of the road. And lucky for us, a male horned sungem did make an appearance. The horned sungem is found in two different populations in Brazil, one here in northern Brazil and southern Suriname, and a large scattered population in central and western Brazil and into eastern Bolivia. It prefers open woodlands and grasslands and avoids the thick, humid forests. The male has colorful tufts on either side of his dark blue crown that shine red, blue, and gold when the light hits them. It has a short beak, a black throat and upper breast, and a white abdomen. The tail is long and pointed. This is a very unusual hummingbird, and I'm so glad to have pictures of him. After photographing the little horned sungem, our search for more hummingbirds took us further north. We arrived at our last destination in this Brazilian Amazon trip, the Hotel Serra Norte near Serra do Navio in Amapá State. Very early the next morning, we took a long drive to an area where Kurazu had seen the fiery-tailed awbill, our main target for this area. A beautiful black-eared fairy made an appearance, and I was so happy to be able to photograph him. It's found all over South America, down to Bolivia and Paraguay, and I had seen this bird twice before and was never able to get a decent picture, so I had not yet counted him. Fortunately, this one stopped and posed for me. Then a long-tailed hermit flew into the branches right in front of us, and this was a totally unexpected new species for me. He landed in clear view and displayed by squeaking and pumping his tail. This hermit is found throughout the Amazon in Brazil, Western Colombia, and Venezuela, the Guianas, and Suriname. We then headed to another area to look for a very unusual NHB, or non-hummingbird.
Oh, go.
You got one? Oh my God. This is a capuchin bird they have here for me, and they call it that because it looks just like a monkey, and it does. Wow. Hi, my name is Carole, and this is Hummingbird Spot. This is our last day in the Brazilian rainforest, and we're still looking for two new species I want to photograph. I've got on my lucky hummingbird socks. Maybe that'll work. One species down on our last day. We got the fiery-tailed awbill, and now we're looking for one more. The fiery-tailed awbill is not a common hummingbird, and we were lucky to see one. They typically perch high on bare branches, and that's exactly where this one was. The bird's plumage looks very similar to a mango, dark green with a violet tail. Its distinctive mark, however, is its short beak with an upturned end. The fiery-tailed awbill is found in southeast Venezuela and the Guianas to north and west Brazil. There's also a distinct population in eastern Ecuador. But even though this bird is found in this rather widespread area, it's considered rare and is not often spotted. Our local guide, Karazu Okada, told us he had found a hermit lek. So he drove us to the area and led us on a hike deep into the forest. We looked around the area of the lek, and soon our target landed on a spot very close to where we were standing. The straight-billed hermit is found all across northern South America, east of the Andes, and down into Peru and central Brazil. Like all hermits, it flies quickly from flower to flower, making it challenging to photograph. Your best bet in photographing a hermit is to know where they lek. And thanks to Carazo, we were rewarded here with beautiful pictures and video of this wonderful little hermit. Carazo and William, always on the lookout for NHBs or non-hummingbirds, spotted this beautiful crimson hooded mannequin that flew in for a look to see what was going on. Our wonderful Brazilian Amazon adventure is coming to an end. Today I got 2 new species thanks to Carazo and Jarvis and William Oriana, who's behind the camera as usual. We got this straight-billed hermit, beautiful shots, beautiful video, and also the fiery-tailed awbill, which is, I'm told, is a very difficult bird to get, but we got it. I'm so excited. Signing off for the Brazilian trip. Looking forward to some more. Well, it was time to say goodbye to the Hotel Serra Norte and fly back to Sao Paulo and then home to Los Angeles. But there are more endemic hummingbirds in Brazil that I haven't photographed yet, so I will be back.